Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. And thank you all so much for the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video and I am really very grateful that these people are still very much alive because majority of the time when Black people speak of certain things or when they talk about the oppression, their experiences, their racism, their slavery, the Jim Crow and all that, they ask you, you did not experience, they tell you that shut up, that it was your ancestors that experienced it. When you talk about reparations, then I remind you that how do you want to benefit from something that you were never a part of? The people that experience these ones are still very much alive. This woman actually came out to say that in 1960 in Mississippi, she is also a veteran. Before I forget that, that before you vote, you have to pay $2 to vote. So that paying $2 to fight for it, like you can imagine paying money to vote, to find or to advocate for your rights. And the bad part is that a lot of people are absolutely not going to have the money to vote, so they end up not voting. And their other counterpart votes without money. So to tell you that I see this operation of a thing is been long coming and it did not start today. And for those that will come to the comment section to come and drag, I wish you all luck. And I hope you sit this particular one out because I ain't even coming to, it's either I block you or like I absolutely will block you. Let's get into this.
Black people in Mississippi had to pay $2 to vote. The white folks didn't pay nothing.
In what year? And what year was that?
That was 1960.
1960. And what are you about to do today?
I'm about to vote free. I got victory in my feet.
Yes, Lord. I know that. Let me see what victory in the feet looks like. That's the victory in the feet.
Black people in Mississippi had to pay $2 to vote. The white folks didn't pay nothing.
In July of 1946, in Decatur, Mississippi, Medgar Wiley Evers and his brother Charles attempted to register to vote at the courthouse. The two brothers were veterans from World War II, and they were turned away from the courthouse by an angry mob of white men. See, violence and intimidation was a fact of life in Jim Crow, Mississippi. But Medgar Evers did not let that stop him. He became the first field secretary of the NAACP in Mississippi and worked to register Black people to vote. And on June 12, 1963, it cost him his life when, while returning home, he was shot in his driveway by a white supremacist for his work in registering Black people to vote across the state of Mississippi.
What year? And what year was that?
That was 1960.
1960. And
On January the 10th, 1966, the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan firebombed and shot into the home of Vernon Tèars.
United Dixie White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan that found it necessary to send this video.
The same White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan I was talking about in that video sending threatening tapes are the same White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan in Hattiesburg, Mississippi that assassinated Vernon Tèars at his home. The assassination of Vernon Tèars happened after he announced on the local radio station the day before that he would be accepting the voter registration of Black people at his grocery store, and he would also be paying the poll tax for any who could not afford it.
I'm about to vote free.
Mississippi civil rights queen Fannie Lou Hamer. She didn't just walk, she didn't just crawl, but she was beaten so Kamala Harris could run. Exactly 60 years to the date of Kamala Harris standing on the stage at the Democratic National Convention and accepting the party's nominee for president, Fannie Lou Hamer in 1964 gave a searing speech before the Democratic National Convention on the brutality she faced as a black woman working for voter registration in Mississippi. This civil rights icon, Queen from Mississippi, didn't just talk about the brutality she faced, she talked about why she willingly faced it. Because she wanted black people to have the opportunity of any other first-class citizen in this country to choose to vote or not to vote. It is against this backdrop of blood, sweat, tears, and death that I firmly stand in opposition to any Rocket Raccoon. Now, I leave you with the following.
I got victory in my feet.
Yes, Lord. I know that. Let me see what victory in the feet looks like. That's the victory in the feet.
Leftists that are abstaining from voting say that genocide is where they draw the line. This completely disregards that genocide is happening here. It's happening all around the world. Whether you're aware of it or not, whether you vote or not, you've already been a part of it. I'm assuming you pay taxes too, right? Where do you think they get the funding for it? Second, how come you never cared about genocide in any other circumstance? Did you consider genocide when you bought the phone that you're watching this video on? The materials and minerals used to make that phone likely came from mines in the DR Congo. The mines are controlled by armed groups and violent independent militias, such as the Democratic Forces of Liberation of Rwanda. Not only do many of the workers in those mines work in appalling conditions, but there are workers as young as 7 in those mines. Women and girls are constantly abused in these mines. I'm willing to bet that you didn't consider that or any of the other genocides happening around the world. What is it about Palestine that you're willing to exercise your principles for that genocide, but not any other genocide, including the ones happening here? Which brings me to my third point. You don't think genocide is happening here? Have you forgotten where you are? I guess you forgot what happened to indigenous folks. I guess you forgot what is still happening with indigenous folks. Seems like you also forgot about slavery. You forgot about all the other things that are happening right now. White supremacy, violence against the LGBT, Christian nationalism, hostility towards undocumented immigrants. Looks like your privilege has made you forget what things were like during Trump's presidency. Now, I'll probably get some people strawmanning the hell out of what I'm saying and think I'm saying that we shouldn't care about Palestine. Of course we should care about Palestine. Never stop talking about Palestine. Never stop fighting for Palestine. But how easy do you think it's going to be to fight for Palestine when we're too busy fighting for our own lives here? Now, you might think that's selfish, but here's an analogy. You know when you're flying a plane, they say put on your own mask before helping others? Well, there's a reason for that. It's going to be hard to help others when you're not alive. And in order to stay alive, you gotta put on your mask. See where I'm going with this? And some of you might also say direct action, organizing. And that's great if you're actually doing that, but most of you abstaining from voting really are just LARPing from your parents' basement. You're putting on the image of a revolutionary. You're not actually doing anything. And here's why I'm certain of that. A few months ago, I made a video about voting and about Kamala Harris and how we should vote for Kamala Harris. Quite a few people stitched that video, and every time I asked them, what are you doing instead of voting? They never gave an answer. They would say something stupid and generic like, my neighbors know my name. We don't call the cops here. But they never specifically say what they will be doing instead. So honestly, I'm convinced they're just LARPing. LARPing as revolutionaries from the comfort of their privilege bubble. Politics is messy, complicated, and dangerous. You might not like this current system. Heck, I don't like it. But it's the system we have. You're a part of it whether you like it or not. The least you can do right now is try to make it work in your favor.
This is all I got from this video, and I absolutely love everything about this video, sincerely speaking. Now, let me say this. Some people are going to say it's been long ago. That was 1960. I mean, somebody that was born in 1960 till 2024, you all already know how many years that person is. Not long ago, in Mississippi, you have to pay some money to vote. And what if you do not have that money to vote, $2? And I am sure back then that was a huge amount of money, which not everybody could spare. So Black people have to pay money to vote. to to fight for their rights, and other people got to vote free. Now, the oppression that has been going on in that country is something people really do need to look into. And to this very moment, it is still happening. Some people choose not to see it. Some choose not. Some choose to be blind. Some choose to ignore it. Some choose like I don't know, but like some people feel like nothing like that is going on, or they just want to keep lying to themselves, right? This is it. I am glad that those people are able to vote in 2024 free and being veteran too. Just imagine using money to fight, like, for you to, and in the end, they still, oh no, that was really not a good one. Having to pay money, like, it's just like, you are fighting for your rights and you have to also pay money to fight for your rights. Really very, very disgusting. Like the second man said, I really love what he said, because I see a lot of people, activists, and all. See, there is nothing wrong in speaking up for people, right? Which is okay. But some people took this Palestinian this thing going on like it is the only thing going on all over the world, when they all know that other people are going through the same thing. They're making it look like the people that spoke about it and decided to take care of their own homes, like, at some point, are colonizers in their own words, right? Forgetting what happened to Black people, forgetting about slavery, forgetting about systemic racism that is still happening, the oppression, the system that has been designed to oppress people that look like me to this very moment. Is that one of police brutality? The indigenous people too, but yeah, I am focusing on Black people, right? For those that are making excuses, I am not going to vote because of what is going on. I do not know what to tell you people, but in the end, we all are absolutely going to see that, probably it's a very huge mistake. Yeah. A lot has been going on. They keep, like, I see a lot of them screaming, even some, I don't know, I just do not want to start calling names, but even some Black content creators that I thought that, now when you look at the kind of videos they post or they repost, I just wave my head and move past it. I call people like that, they are hypocrites. You are a hypocrite. Why do I call you a hypocrite? I am not saying do not support this person, but you see that moment that you see that people are being anti-Black. That moment I see you are being anti-Black, I am going to say it. Instead of being nice to cover up, how do they call that? Soft parenting, right? And the child is deteriorating. You don't want to, you are scared to speak the truth. Maybe because you want to lose your followers, right? All the best to you, or see you all in my next video. Bye for now.